So I just finished reading the book Getting Naked by Patrick Lencioni. This book right here. And this is the reason why you should read this book. First of all, it teaches you how to build real trust with clients. So many times we have fears of being inferior or looking or becoming or trying to impress the client by how much we know and how much we can already solve their problems before we even meet with them. Or as we come to the meeting, we already have all the solutions. But what Patrick talks about being vulnerable and being honest and being open, and that developing and that building real trust with clients so that you can get to the level of trust necessary to be productive. And Patrick Lencioni does this really beautifully because in another book he writes about vulnerability-based trust being the foundation, the building block for all over other productivity and ultimately all other results in the business. One of the reasons that you should read this book is because if you work with clients, you're going to have to build vulnerability-based trust, and you can't do that without being vulnerable. And sometimes, instead of trying to impress the clients, you being honest and inquisitive about what's going on in their company and the operations of it will be much more impactful than you just coming with all the answers. All right, so the second thing Patrick did so beautifully in this book is he said it helps you overcome fear in client relationships, the fear of losing the deal or the fear of looking weak that gets in the way of being able to actually inject yourself into the organization, into the team, and become a productive member of it. The book teaches how to stop letting fear drive decisions that we make. Fear keep you from asking the questions that you need to be asking in order to be able to contribute, in order to be able to sometimes point out the obvious, like this team member, every time we introduce a new idea, they react very badly in a way that kills productivity throughout the team. And just being able to point that out as one of the members of the team, as you're coming in and working with our company, that's a very important factor to make sure that you don't have, so that you actually overcome this fearfulness of being inferior, of not having all the answers, of thinking that you need to have all the answers before you get into the internal workings of the company. And it's very important to be able to work with new clients and build and continue building that vulnerability-based trust. In the first point, that you can eliminate that fear. And actually, it's just a decision and a posture that you take when you go into working with clients. Ultimately, all of this makes you a better and more human professional. So many times, in fact, one time I was discussing with a professional organization, and they were like, well, I'm not so sure that's very professional. And I was like, look, we as professionals determine, in this case, what is professional and how we carry ourselves. That's what's going to determine the professionality of this event. And we had an exchange about that, and it was very clear that actually professionals act professional and they're humans. You can't be a professional without being a human. You have to acknowledge the human aspect of it. People don't want perfect in every sense. They want real. And especially in this day and age when we have AI generated images, just take a look at some of the AI generated images. Now, you can always tell, somehow your brain intuitively knows that's AI generated. Nobody had to tell you. It looks perfect, like too perfect. And there's something to that. Humans we don't connect with perfect. We connect with real. And that's what Patrick talks about in this book so beautifully. And it helps people understand that you need to be humble, confident, and authentic in order to really work, build relations with the clients, and build businesses that last. And so in business, we don't have to have all the answers right away, but we do have to be inquisitive, have a level of expertise and professionalism that's very authentic and real, so that we can delve into those problems, connect and be part of the team, be vulnerable, and sometimes maybe miss out on a deal or miss out on closing something that might be profitable because it's in the better interest of the team and the better interest of the client. So I just want to share that with you because this book was really powerful. You should go out, get it, read it. It's called Getting Naked by Patrick Lencioni, and it really helps you to understand a better way, or I think maybe even the right way, in dealing with clients and consulting clients for that matter, or service type oriented business. If you like content like this video, subscribe to the channel. We post content just like this each and every day. We help entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you to grow their business and become better leaders and ultimately more prosperous. Let me know if this book helped you overcome the fear of not being enough or not having all the answers.